So basically, life is crazy, and I am trying to get Desmond's nursery all ready. He's almost 1, you guys, and his nursery's still not done. So it's crazy around here, but gotta do it somehow. That's definitely the key I would sing the song into. We've got painters here touching up, and so there's quite a bit of paint fumes. So I've got the kids all barricaded in here. And the next task is putting removable wallpaper on this wall. You guys are seriously nuts. You are nuts. You are crazy. You are nuts. You are nuts. This is real life. Straight up real life. This birch wallpaper is something that I found at Target. So my sister's come to save the day, and we're making some progress on the wallpaper, but it is not easy. Not at all. No. They make it look so easy. It's not. Not for us, at least. All right, you guys, I just wanted to give you an update on how this is all going. My sister came to help me last night, and she got a few of these panels up, and we quickly realized that this wallpaper is horrible. So this is real life. We have a schedule and days that we want to have reveals for certain rooms in our house. We planned on doing the nursery reveal this week, but the wallpaper had other plans. You see this? These wrinkles in the wallpaper. I don't know if you can see it on camera. One thing I think about decorating is a lot of times you look at tutorials and people make it look so easy, when in reality, it's really hard. So that's where I'm at with the wallpaper situation. So there's no bones about it. The pill and stick wallpaper is tricky, but don't buy this Cloud Island wallpaper from Target. It's just too cheap. If you try to restretch it, it gets all wrinkled. You have to get it absolutely perfect the first time, which I think is impossible. It had bad reviews, but I kind of took the risk on a clearance buy anyways. My mistake. I put in about 2 hours more work putting a bunch more panels on last night, and those were just atrocious. I couldn't even look at them. So I already pulled those down, and now I need to pull the rest of it down. So it kind of stinks because this is what I had planned in here, but in looking a little bit more, now I have another plan for the walls in here that I think is gonna be just as fun or maybe even cuter. So fingers crossed that that works out.
All right guys, we are super excited about this. So do you notice anything different about this room? So Tom over here, who's on the ladder, who actually did all of this beam work, all of our cabinets. So this is Tom, he's a master. So one of the things we talked about when building this house was having these cornered corbels that kind of round off the space a little bit. We love it. I mean, what do you think? I think it's...
Oh, it came out perfect. For the 4th time, these came out really good.
What do you think, Amanda?
You know what, I was a little bit nervous about it because I liked the beams and the columns just the way they were. So it was like, why mess with a good thing? But then when they put them in, I just feel like it softens the room so much and it gives it kind of just like a cozy feel. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy we did it. Good call, babe. So it's been so fun hearing your feedback about our space and how we've been designing and decorating it. We thought it would be fun to bring over our friend Traci. She helped us decorate our last house, and we wanted her to walk through and kind of critique our rooms that are already decorated and offer some suggestions.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you. I knew it was your house immediately because I saw the door. Like nobody ever does that on their door. It's very original.
Thank
I love
you. Okay, we're so excited to have you here. And we're gonna show you the rooms we already have totally decorated, and just be as critical as you want. We really want your input. So first is the library. What do you think, Traci?
I love it. I can't tell you how much I love people being brave and doing the dark walls. So amazing. And then you ended up like adding the texture and staining it instead of painting it. Like this whole thing up here, beautiful. Loving this green so much. I've loved the green and I never really thought that I was a lover of that color. Love it, love it, love it. And the texture of it. I always want to add the softness since you have so many hard lines in here. I'm always thinking about like ways to soften it. And so I know you don't have a ton of room up here like for drapes and that sort of thing, but I still think it might be a cool thing to incorporate either emerald green drapes or something like that, something that's got good texture. Yeah,
I love it.
Like keep it sexy in here. Like it's such a cool room. Yeah, it's cool. It's like the jewel of your house. And so I think it'd be
I
really
love
cool to do
that.
something like
the
that.
jewel of our house.
The other thing that I always suggest, and people always think I'm really, really crazy, but it makes a huge difference, and I can show you some examples, but hanging something like a mirror or something on the front of your bookcase, just in one spot, that it'll help reflect the light.
So you're saying put a mirror up here?
Like here, yeah, like on the front. Like actually hang something on the front.
Right there.
And it could be a mirror, it could be a picture, it could be whatever, but it just adds the dimension and makes it a little bit more unique and not just where it's just a sea of books.
Pure books.
But it makes it more interesting.
Well, so we did have a lot of people when we showed this room suggest that we put a rug. We do kind of have a rug that's a Yorkie. It's a little bit. Would you say go with a circular rug, or would you say?
So many ways you can go. I don't know if the shape matters that much. Yes, it will add that roundness, just kind of like what we're trying to do here to soften the hard lines. But doing round would be really, really nice.
Okay. So a ton of people told us they love these poofs, but people kept saying you need a chair here and just put both poofs up against the window. Do you think that's good advice, or what
I think
would
it's
you do?
great advice. I mean, you could even do it on an L over here, so it still feels like, you know, like a little area that they can sit. This, it makes sense because it feels like you're under a reading light and you're right next to your books, and so it makes it a little bit cozier, and it also brings up some height, like with the texture.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's move on to the great room.
Okay, so I love this room. I love all the mix of styles in this room. I love the classic feel of it, and that it's gonna be able to change over the years and all of that. There are a few things that I'd probably do, just change up a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that I would change in here is probably the pillows. The size of the pillows. I know. The size of the pillows. I'm a pillow snob. I can't help it. Okay. I just feel like it needs to be beefed up a little bit. I love the couches, but I feel like they just need, for the size of the room and everything. These pillows are what you typically find like at TJ Maxx and things like that, which is normal.
Where I got them.
Yeah.
Like that's actually perfect because a couple of you mentioned the pillows and how they weren't quite right. I completely agree. So pillow snob to the rescue.
Yeah.
I actually love these chairs so much, but I feel like adding that texture is going to be the biggest thing. It could be fur, it could be even just something that has visual texture, like a small print or like something like that, but then a large size, because then it doesn't feel so hard. It feels like, you know, you really want to sit there because it's soft.
So pillows there as well.
The other thing is just balancing the room. When you walk into the room, I feel like you've got the dark over here, you've got the dark over here, and then this is just white. And so there are so many ways that you can help balance a room. There's always more than one good way to do a room. So I think that even if you moved the plant over here, added the pictures over here, but then did a darker frame around it, there's so many ways that you could do it just in help to balance it.
Oh, I love that. I hadn't realized that, but we have these black French doors, we have these black built-ins, and then we have like a white wall, so it really does feel like so heavy. And I love what you said. There's all these different options.
Yeah.
We could move a plant there, we could put mirrors over there. That's the thing about design that I feel like is hard, is usually there's quite a few different solutions for a problem, but then it's just figuring out which solution do I want and makes the most sense.
Yeah.
On the last video, we asked you guys if you like the oval frames better or these gold floating frames. And it was just about 50-50. Like maybe a few more people like the oval better, but it's a hard call. If we were to move these over there, what do you think? Would you go oval? Would you go the gold frames?
I actually am gonna go beyond what everybody else even suggested. I'm all about the layering, doing something that's completely unique and saying you could use those, plus these, plus another frame, chunk it up a little bit, just because I feel like they disappear in the room, and they shouldn't because they're so important to you. And so I feel like think outside the box is the biggest thing. If people would think about, okay, I can get a really big frame that's chunky, and then I can actually put that on the front of it or anything like that, it also creates dimension. The last thing that I'd probably consider is just beefing up. I love the mid-century, and I love that it kind of like contradicts like what the rest of the style of the room is, like in a good way. What I would probably do is just beef it up a little bit, like adding maybe just a small sofa table, or you know, that's long, that you add some, it's creating the height because you've got ceilings for days.
All right, last, the kitchen.
Okay, so I was just kind of like winging it, accessorizing these shelves. And many times I was like, I wish Traci was here. Tell me what you think.
All right, so probably what I would do, since I feel like you need to like show off some of your awesome plates and things like that. like you've got a lot of things around the corner that we could use, like frames, stuff that's going to create contrast with the wall so it stands out a little bit more. And then you can put the plates in front of it and layer it that way.
That makes perfect sense. I've been like trying to decide how much do I want it to like blend in with the white brick wall? How much contrast do I want? You're right, it needs more contrast. I think that's great.
I mean, this is kind of like we have our own TJ Maxx back here. If you guys,
love some TJ Maxx.
yeah, we have our whole store, and you guys can
You know,
welcome.
you could put it away and then you can like just like rotate it. I really love this area, this whole area. I like love that light fixture.
Okay, Tracy. So in the breakfast nook, we got this giant wall right here.
Yes, I love it.
What would you suggest?
Okay, something simple. I don't want to distract from the awesome light fixture or the simplicity of it, but just something big and simple.
Honestly, we love the simplicity of this, but it's maybe too simple. So.
Yeah, add a little bit of texture because you're going to have so many awesome things going on over here and we're trying to balance the spaces.
So what would be your advice for people who are planning out their space?
Okay, so I think that you just have to think outside the box. I think everybody's so used to just getting like a set of furniture and that sort of thing, and a lot of times they think, okay, I just have to arrange it in the room this way, or I have to push it against the walls or anything like that. Just go with the style you want. It doesn't have to fit the style of the home that you have always. Just find that balance. What's great anymore is that everybody like kind of mixes styles, kind of like what you guys did in here. It's amazing. Like, I think it's so great that you did mid-century, but then you have like Tudor style ceilings and things like that. But hang things on the fronts of your bookshelves and things like that. Layer things instead of just doing what you see, I guess, in the store.
So in essence, don't get so caught up in what you think is normal, right?
Exactly. Think outside the box. It makes it way more interesting.
You're the best. High five.
High five.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
for coming.
I'm so glad that we got to work together again.
So many good ideas.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us.
It was so fun to have our friend Traci over. Definitely so nice to have like some feedback on our design. And be sure to check out her Instagram page. We've got it linked in the description below.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.